Hey guys, Inspector Holmes here, the log home inspector, and I wanted to talk to you guys about log homes. And this particular house that I'm inspecting is a kit built home, and it's basically a manufactured house, manufactured log home. But the particular style logs that you see on this, you'll see round logs. Some people call them a double D, which they're round on one side and round on the other side. You'll see a square, which are flat on both sides. And this particular log end is called a D, and so it's round on the outside and flat on the inside. And so this log is flat all the way on the inside of the house as well. So the interior walls, this is what you're going to see. The exterior walls, you're going to see round logs, and that's to give it a look. Now, I know this is a manufactured house or a manufactured log home. Some people have a hard time telling that, but this is what you're going to see. You're going to see nice, even marks here, even planes. You might even see a groove or two grooves cut in, and they're fit together basically like Lincoln logs. Incidentally, the manufacturer of this particular home is Lincoln Log, and there are several different manufacturers throughout the country, and they almost always put basically the same technique in their log building in construction. And some leave it flat. Now, this particular log, if the log end were to have to be replaced, this would be an easier log to find because there's no groove, there's no notches top or bottom. It's basically flat. So this would be the least expensive log to replace. But even this log, this particular style log, to replace a log end starts at about $500, and it goes up from there. And it depends on how much rot you have. Will depend on how much they have to take out and how much they have to replace, and that just drives the cost up. So, but basically what I'm looking at here, this particular corner joinery is called a butt and pass. And so you see the butt joint here. So this log butts up against this log here, which is called the pass. And so you can see a pass here, and you can see the butt, pass, butt, pass. And on kit homes in particular, this is the most common style of joinery that you see at the log ends. And the reason this is very common is because it's easy. It's easy to put in place. It's easier to cut. If you have any alterations in a log, once you get it on site, you can cut and kind of put these in. And it allows for a nice tight joint in between each log that they can just fill with approved caulk that it expands and contracts. And so the other thing that you're going to want to look at when you're looking at log ends in particular, these are the most vulnerable part of the log home, and you're going to look for any cracking, which we call checks. You're going to look for any cracking like that, any cracking on top. This is called an upward facing check. And so when it's upward facing, that means that it's exposed. These are downward facing checks. So downward facing checks aren't as critical as upward facing checks. So rainwater will get in here, go down into the log itself, and rot the log from the inside out. But also, logs take on a capillary effect. Even though these logs have been felled probably 30 to 40 years ago, and even older logs that are 100, 200 years old, they still maintain that capillary effect. And so the tree itself, you can see the core of the tree here, and you can see the rings, the outer rings. The outer rings are actually what drives the nutrients, the water from the base. Dump truck just passed from the base of the tree to the leaves of the tree. So the outer rings. That's why in Oregon or Northern California, where they have the redwoods where you can drive through and it doesn't hurt the tree, you can drive actually right through the center of the tree and it doesn't hurt it, because the nutrients are traveling up the sides of the tree, the outermost edges of the tree, and that's basically what keeps the tree alive. But all of these take on a capillary effect. So even it doesn't matter how old this is, it will still suck in water as if it's still alive. And so these areas, these outermost areas, are what you're going to have to pay close attention to all the way up, and so you can see that. So the upward facing checks, the outermost area of the log end you want to take a look at, and then advise maintenance. So you can see the cracking and striations here. So this hasn't been sealed in quite some time, and so I'm recommending that this have just a standard sealant treatment on this house, and you probably want to recommend the entire the log home. And there are companies out there like permachink.com that you can get on. Permachink also creates YouTube videos on how to basically anything you want in your log home. But that's what I would recommend for your clients, or if you own a log home, get on permachink.com and you can find all the products that you need, but also any maintenance tips that you have. But anyways, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.